My name is Aisha Basith. I am a honors biology and AP biology teacher. I am actually in Peoria, Illinois, currently, and I do a lot of kind of one-on-one tutoring with biology as well, especially post-COVID. A lot of students, because biology is such a dense topic, I believe they really needed a lot of that assistance in understanding biology. So this year it's been a lot of personalized tutoring, being able to help kids to get back to par with such detailed content matter, specifically around biology in the US, where we're very focused on Darwinian evolution. I think a lot of students don't know that there are other views of evolution out there. And because this is the kind of mainstream what they're taught, they don't understand the complexity of that topic. They don't understand the difference that where evolution can and cannot not occur, microevolution versus macroevolution, right? These are concepts I think Islamically, when we present to them in a very clear and definitive manner, it makes it a lot easier for them to understand. And I think even in Islamic philosophy, we see this pluralism in thought process, right? And pluralism in ideas. And I think that really adds to the beauty of Islam. And when they see that brought into the realm of something like evolution or any biological topic, they will be able to see that there's many ways of looking at a specific topic. But because of the way that it's taught as fact, and they're very much kind of gullible in a sense, where they just kind of accept what the teacher is teaching them, I think they don't really understand that concept. So here, having that Islamic thought will really enhance their understanding rather than limit it. Because I feel like that's another area where a lot of people think that our deen actually limits our thought, and in reality, it actually expands our thought process.
Sure.
So I think evolution is a big topic, but even just on concepts of the way our deen does address Islam, right? Islam is not a religion of science, but it is a religion that includes science, right? And deep thought, being able to critical think, being able to problem solve. These are all things that our deen has, which we can apply to the field of science in general, but especially in biology, where we really get to the nitpicky of life and life forms, and even to the molecular level. I think because Islam has that kind of micro lens as well as macro lens, we see that as well in our deen or in biology as well. So a lot of interactions, I think, a lot of intersects of points of discussion, points of elaboration. I think those are things that very smoothly mesh, where I feel like because of the way that society is and the way that we teach biology, it's very religion and secular sciences are completely separate. If they start younger, they'll have those, skills to be able to really look at things in that wide perspective of things, right? For example, like you were saying for anatomy, in anatomy and biology, we look at things of how we form and function, right? That's a very big phrase in biology, right? We always look at the structure, the form, and then we look at the function that it provides, right? And so when we look at anatomy, we see how the form and function really work together. That if we think this is the process that it's carrying out, this is the reason why the form is that way. Or if you look at the other way, this is the form, and the way because of the form, this is the function it carries out, right? So kind of internal. But if we look at the Quran mentions that same thing, right? How we need to look within ourselves to be able to understand the external, right? So again, that kind of circular understanding of if I look inside, I'll be able to look outside. So if we look even on an anatomical level, like what do you call it? Just a functional level. Then we're physiological, that's what I was looking for. Physiological level, we understand, our bodies are so amazing. We work in such minute detail, but yet perform such big functions, right? We live in this world, we perform great actions in this world. And then same thing if we look in more externally, we see the world as this huge, just cosmos and everything, the way that the earth functions and all of the ecosystems and everything. And then we see how we play a part in that. Just everything kind of correlates. And I think that's the really interesting aspect of biology, that we are able to really see how everything is so interlinked. And then our dean says that same thing, our mind, body, soul, the way that we live in a society, we live as individuals, we live in a family, all of those things are going to really kind of just mesh so well. And I think that really kind of helps to understand those things on a very young level, right? And then the more that they grow, they have these same ideas that, oh, I can connect this to that, that to that, and really be able to enhance my thought process in these things. So I think starting on a younger level really helps. I would say even personal experience, right? My mom would always talk about tafsir when we were younger. Even though we're just walking around here and there, she would be reading tafsir. We would hear it here and there, have our family discussions here and there. And then as I grew older and went into that field of biology, studied anatomy and physiology, those are the things that you're like, oh, I remember we talked about this one day. Oh, I remember, this relates really well to this. And you just think, subhanAllah, how Allah SWT created us, and you're in awe of that. And I think that awe really carries you even further in wanting to pursue perhaps a degree in medicine, to be able to really in-depthly enhance your understanding of how you as a human being work, And even just the unknown. Like I always think, subhanAllah, we don't even know enough about our own selves to be able to understand everything in the world. Right? I don't know, even though I've lived in this body for however long, how many hairs I have on my head, but I'm expected to understand everything else about myself, right? So that expectation, and then being able to understand that there is unknown and be comfortable with that unknown, I think our deen really enhances that understanding and kind of really propels to that understanding and desire to learn that as well.
Jazakallah khair.